There are moments in life that feel ordinary, yet they carry extraordinary significance in the spiritual realm. You might have clicked on this video by chance, but in truth, there is no such thing as chance for those who walk with divine purpose. If these words are reaching you right now, it means that something much bigger than your current situation is in motion. The heavens are aligning something special for your life, and this moment is the signal that you have stepped into divine timing. This is not just another message scrolling through your screen. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It is part of a larger unfolding, a spiritual shift that many people will overlook, but the chosen ones will sense. Your spirit may have already felt it before your mind could understand it. A quiet stirring, a divine whisper, a deep inner knowing that change is on the way. The moment you press play, a connection begins between your soul and a higher calling. It is a reminder that you are not alone. You are seen, you are known, and you are being prepared for something sacred. This coming Sunday is not just another date on the calendar. It holds significance in ways you cannot yet comprehend. You are here because you were meant to hear this. You are here because something in the invisible realm is becoming visible. Let your heart stay open. Let your spirit be ready. What is coming is not chaos, it is clarity. What is near is not fear, it is favor. And what is arriving is not by accident, it is by divine design. You have been chosen to receive this moment. There are moments in life that appear silent, but in truth, they are overflowing with divine activity. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but there is a shift happening, one that does not require external validation, one that is taking place deep within the unseen. Many people believe that change arrives with noise, but in the spiritual world, the most powerful transitions often begin with quiet preparation. You are walking through one of those moments right now. Perhaps you have been feeling a strange pull in your spirit. You cannot quite explain it, but you know something is different. The atmosphere around you feels charged. Certain things that once gave you comfort now feel uncomfortable. Certain people around you no longer align with your journey. These are not coincidences. They are divine indicators that a new spiritual chapter is beginning to unfold in your life. This is not a time to panic. This is a time to pause and observe. What feels like pressure is actually positioning. The weight you may feel on your shoulders is not there to break you. It is preparing to lift you. You are being shaped into someone who can handle the blessing that is already on its way. There is an invisible shift taking place, and it is not happening to everyone. It is happening to those who are spiritually awake. It is happening to those who have kept their hearts open even when their eyes could not see the full picture. This shift is sacred. It is personal. And most of all, it is intentional. You are not forgotten. In fact, your name is written on this moment. So many people go through life chasing signs and wonders, hoping for a dramatic encounter that proves they are chosen. But the truth is, some of the greatest moves of God begin in stillness. The whisper is often more powerful than the storm. And while others are distracted by noise, you are being pulled toward alignment. There is something beautiful about how heaven prepares people. God does not rush your growth. He does not force your transformation. Instead, He gently invites you to participate in it. This week, especially leading up to Sunday, is not just another stretch of time. It is an appointment. It is an opening. It is a spiritual checkpoint for your life. Take a moment to reflect on the journey you have walked so far. The quiet tears, the silent prayers, the sacrifices no one noticed, the moments where you chose faith over fear. All of it has been recorded in the spiritual realm. None of it has been in vain. This coming Sunday carries a weight of significance that your spirit already knows, even if your mind has not fully processed it yet. The presence of this moment is not loud, but it is heavy. It carries a frequency that only the prepared can feel. That is why you are here. That is why these words are finding you. You are part of something that most people will miss, not because they are bad or unworthy, but because they are not tuned in. They are not looking beyond the surface. They are not listening beyond the noise. But you have been listening with your soul. And because of that, you are now standing at the edge of a divine reveal. This is not the time to ignore your intuition. This is the time to trust it. The shift coming this Sunday is not going to appear on the news or be announced by a crowd. It will happen in your heart, in your thoughts, in your energy, and in the alignment of the right people, places, and moments showing up unexpectedly. What is coming is deeply personal. It is a sacred invitation, wrapped inside an ordinary day. If you have been feeling weary lately, do not see it as weakness. See it as a sign that your old season is releasing you. Something new is about to begin. The uneasiness you feel is your soul stretching to meet your future. And that future is closer than it has ever been before. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time. This is not just preparation. This is positioning. And the position you are being placed in is one that will carry influence, peace, purpose, and divine covering. This week is more than a calendar week. It is a divine countdown. And Sunday is the threshold. Are you ready? There are times in your life when everything feels still on the surface. Yet beneath that stillness, something powerful is being formed. The spirit realm often moves quietly, gently, and beyond the reach of the ordinary senses. This is one of those times. Revelation is not always loud. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it arrives like a whisper in the wind, a sudden moment of clarity, a subtle shift in your awareness. That quiet voice in your heart that says, something is about to change. That is revelation. That is the beginning of transformation. In this very season, God is releasing revelation for those who have been patient, for those who have remained faithful, and for those who have continued to trust even when they had every reason to give up. This revelation is not for the masses. It is for the remnant, the ones who have walked through the fire and did not lose their praise. You may have felt overlooked. You may have felt as if your prayers have gone unheard. But heaven has been watching. God has been preparing something that your eyes could not see, something that your ears have not yet heard. And now that preparation is about to be revealed. There is a reason your heart has been stirring. There is a reason you have been waking up at odd hours with a sense of urgency. You are being called into alignment. The revelation is not just information, it is invitation. God is inviting you to see beyond your current circumstances and into the reality of what He has already prepared. In the book of Isaiah, God says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" That question is not just poetic, it is prophetic. Can you perceive it? Can you feel the shift even before it fully arrives? This revelation may not change your location instantly, but it will begin to change your perspective. And once your perspective changes, your path begins to realign. The people around you may not understand what you are feeling, but you will know in your spirit that something divine is being whispered into your destiny. Think about the life of Joseph. One night he had a dream. That dream was a revelation. But for many years after, he walked through rejection, betrayal, and imprisonment. Still, the revelation remained alive inside of him. And when the time was right, everything aligned in a moment. He went from the prison to the palace, not because of luck, but because of revelation. That same principle is active in your life now. You have been faithful with the little. You have endured your own seasons of silence. You have kept walking even when you were walking alone. That is why this moment is opening for you. You are spiritually ready to receive what God has been preparing. The revelation is this: you are no longer being tested, you are being trusted. What felt like delay was actually development. What looked like being left behind was actually being set apart. God has been maturing your character so that when the blessing arrives, you will have the strength to hold it and the wisdom to protect it. This Sunday may look like any other day, but spiritually, it is not. Something is going to unfold for those who are tuned in. You may receive a divine idea. A long-awaited opportunity may show up. A closed door may suddenly open. Or you may simply feel peace in a way you have never felt before. However it comes, it will carry the fingerprint of heaven. Be sensitive to the small details. The answer you have prayed for may not arrive in the way you expect, but it will arrive with clarity, confirmation, and calm. That is how God reveals things. Not with confusion, but with peace. Not with fear, but with grace. This is the season of revealed identity. The mask is coming off. The weight is being lifted. The old labels will no longer define you. You are not who the world said you were. You are who God says you are. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are prepared. And now you are ready to receive. When revelation comes, it is a gift. But what you do with that revelation determines what happens next in your life. Moments of clarity are not meant to be admired from a distance. They are invitations to take spiritual action. Now that your spirit has received confirmation, it is time to respond, not with fear or hesitation, but with faith and obedience. This is the moment to prepare yourself. When something divine is on the horizon, your participation matters. God provides the blessing, but you must prepare the vessel. One of the most powerful actions you can take right now is to become intentional. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day between now and Sunday to be still. Sit in silence and listen, not with your physical ears, but with your heart. Ask God to guide you. Ask Him to show you anything that you need to release and anything that you need to embrace. Take a pen and write down your most honest prayer. This is not about fancy words. This is about truth. Write down what your soul longs for. Be specific. Be sincere. This act of writing is more than reflection. It is spiritual agreement. It is you saying to God, I am ready. Then, fold that paper and keep it somewhere safe. Perhaps near your bed, your Bible, or your personal altar. Every time you see it, let it remind you that something has already begun in the unseen. Faith is not always loud. Sometimes, it is as simple as believing that your written words will not return empty. You can also take this time to do a spiritual cleansing. This could be as simple as lighting a candle, playing soft worship music, or walking in nature while speaking words of gratitude. It is not about a ritual. It is about creating a sacred space for spiritual alignment. Let your home become a place of peace this week. Open your windows. Let fresh air in. Clean a corner of your space and declare, this space is now ready for divine visitation. You are not just preparing your home. You are preparing your spirit to receive. During this time, be mindful of distractions. The world will always offer noise. But when you choose stillness, you make room for instruction. You make room for divine insight. And more importantly, you demonstrate that you are ready for more. If your heart feels stirred, type something simple as an act of agreement. Write in your journal. Or if you feel led, comment somewhere public with a number that represents your faith. Maybe 777, as a symbol of divine completion and alignment. These small actions help your soul anchor what your spirit already knows. Another important part of action is generosity. This is not about obligation, it is about participation. When you support a divine message that speaks to you, you are saying, God, I receive this truth, and I stand with it. Whether it is through a donation, a kind message, or simply sharing the word with someone else, that act becomes part of the spiritual flow. There is a law in the kingdom. When you water others, you will also be watered. When you bless, you will be blessed. What you give in faith returns multiplied, not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. So as you prepare for Sunday, walk with expectation. Let your heart be light. Let your mind stay focused. Keep your spirit open to guidance. Do not rush this process. Let it be slow, sacred, and personal. This is your time to act, not out of fear, but out of reverence. The shift is coming, but readiness is what determines your access to it. You are being invited into alignment, and with alignment comes clarity. With clarity comes movement, and with movement comes manifestation. You have been called. Now you are being positioned. Make space. Prepare the ground. Honor the whisper before it becomes a roar. Take the action now, so that when Sunday comes, you are not caught by surprise, but caught in the flow of what heaven has been preparing for you all along. Take a deep breath. Allow these final moments to settle into your spirit. This is not the end of a message. It is the beginning of a manifestation. What you have heard today was not for your ears alone. It was for your soul. It was for the part of you that has been waiting quietly, hoping silently, and believing beyond what the eyes could see. God does not speak without purpose. Every word released over your life has weight. Every promise whispered into your spirit has direction. And every revelation you have received is a seed planted in the unseen, ready to grow in the right time. That time is near. I want you to take a moment and imagine a door, tall, glowing, quiet. This door stands between your current season and the one God has prepared for you. That door is not locked. It is not hidden, but it can only be opened by those who are spiritually aware. The handle to that door is called obedience. The key is preparation, and the path that leads to it is trust. You are now standing in front of that door. You may have asked God, "When will things shift?" You may have prayed, "How much longer must I wait?" The answer has always been closer than you thought. But heaven waits until you are ready, not just externally, but internally. God is more interested in the strength of your character than the speed of your timeline. Because what you receive with maturity, you will protect with wisdom. And now you are ready. This coming Sunday is not just another day. It is a divine checkpoint, a sacred intersection where your preparation will meet God's perfect timing. The events may unfold quietly. There may be no fireworks, no trumpet sound. But in the spiritual realm, there will be movement. There will be alignment. There will be a quiet unlocking of blessings designed just for you. You may feel it through peace. You may receive it through a word someone speaks. You may notice it through a door that suddenly opens or a burden that finally lifts. However it comes, trust that it is from God. You will know it by the presence of peace. You will recognize it by the feeling of divine order settling over your life. Now is the moment to anchor your faith. Speak out loud, even in a whisper. I am ready. I receive what has been prepared for me. When you say it, do not say it with doubt. Say it with trust. Trust that you are not alone. Trust that you are seen. Trust that God has not forgotten you, not for a single moment. You are part of the 1%, the ones who hear before it happens, the ones who feel before others notice, the ones who prepare while the world sleeps. You are part of the remnant. You are one of the few who were not meant to fit in, but to rise up. From this moment forward, walk with expectation. Begin to look at everything with a new lens. Even the smallest encounters can carry divine messages. Even ordinary days can hold extraordinary encounters. God works through both miracles and moments. I bless your steps. May they lead you into rooms where your name has already been spoken with favor. May the divine surprise arriving this Sunday shift your entire reality. May clarity flood your mind. May peace cover your home. May opportunities find you, and may grace surround you like a shield. And most of all, may your heart remain open, because God is not finished with you. In fact, He is just getting started. As we end this message, I ask you to sit in silence for a few seconds. Let the words breathe. Let your spirit digest everything you have received. And when you feel led, take one action. Whether it is writing down your prayer, sharing this message, lighting a candle, or simply speaking your agreement into the atmosphere. This is your moment. What is coming is not by accident. What is aligning is not delayed. What is being prepared is already being released. You are in the flow now. You are covered. You are chosen. You are ready. And when Sunday comes, heaven will remember that you said yes.